Hello, so this is supposed to be 2 days into the meat fast, and well, let's just say I've kind of bailed today. If you've watched previous videos, so I was trying the meat fast, which is just eating animal products, meat, dairy, cream, cheese, butter, to see if I could kind of kickstart my body into ketosis because it will be 4 weeks on Thursday. It's now Tuesday, so yeah, nearly 4 weeks that I have been really strictly following a keto diet, with no visible or measurable changes to my weight, fat loss, anything like that. And I've been feeling pretty awful as well. I initially started with quite a high. I've also now had 2 menstrual cycles since starting, so that's 2 in less than 4 weeks. I've started taking ferrous sulfate iron tablets because of that. So that's not good because they've also been a lot heavier and a lot more intense than usual. Also, I believe that not just the diet, but I believe that it's probably contributing to how awful I've been feeling. So today I have spent most of the day in bed. Yesterday I spent a lot of the day in bed, but not quite as much as I have done today. So things are deteriorating, really. Like, I'm not feeling any better. I'm not getting any better. I'm not really noticing my skin or my hair getting any better. I mean, granted, things with my skin and my hair aren't getting worse. Things with my weight aren't getting worse, but they're not getting any better. So I really tuned in and listened to my body today. And I got up and I've been sort of inadvertently intermittent fasting, and my other half works from home, so I normally just do some lunch for him as well if I'm at home. So I was sitting there and I was just sort of thinking about what to have to eat and really tuning into what I fancied eating. And I had a craving for salad, and I never get, I've never experienced a craving for a salad before. And also, like, I really wanted some berries and creme fraiche, and I haven't had that yet, but I'm like, for some reason I really want it. So what I decided to do was listen to my body. The last thing I felt like eating was meat, which is really unlike me because I love meat and love eating meat. So, last night I had steak with a creamy horseradish sauce. That was my dinner before I went to bed, and I went to bed feeling pretty awful. Like I say, woke up feeling awful. So anyway, today about, 12:30, I ate a salad that I prepared. I made it with spinach, rocket, romaine lettuce, little gem lettuce, feta cheese, black and green olives. I also fried up some red onion, tomato, red pepper, mushroom to go with it. Cooked up, I boiled some turkey breast so that it wouldn't dry out. Grilled some bacon, streaky bacon, the fatty stuff, had that, and avocado, put that in there with some walnuts and some sunflower seeds, and mixed up this lovely salad with some basil infused olive oil. It was really lovely. I really enjoyed eating it. I've got a little bit of a tummy ache now, but I wonder if that's where I've put my body through this eating meat, not eating meat thing. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to say is yeah, I don't know if it's to do with my menstrual cycle, the ferrous sulfate tablets, or the meat fast. It could be a combination of everything. But before I did that, my bowels were pretty regular and healthy. I'm going to be quite crude here. I checked. You had to have a quick look to make sure everything was flowing as it should be, because I know that can be a big factor with certain things, and I've had issues in the past, so it's important to me to check that. But since sort of really like slashing the carbs, doing the meat fast, and in going on the ferrous sulfate, the iron tablets, my bowel movements have turned into little black pellets that are really hard and small and not looking particularly healthy either. So that was kind of another sign to me to sort of think, hang on a minute, like, you always get up and basically as soon as I've done any walking around, if I've been walking for 10 minutes, that's it. My bowels are like, yeah, we need to like empty now. So that stopped happening and it's left me feeling a bit uncomfortable. And like today, I haven't had a regular bowel movement that I normally would. That could be why I'm feeling a bit bunged up and uncomfortable. So that's another sign to me to say that actually this is not agreeing with my body. And I don't think to the extent that I've been feeling awful. So I am a migraine sufferer. I get really intense throbbing sensations on one side of my head, and that particular eye, or sometimes in both eyes, I won't be able to see out of clearly or at all. Like there could be all sorts of funky sort of, imagine if you would take an acid or LSD or something. Basically that's what goes on in my vision, and that's without it. And it's not fun. I'm making it sound more fun than it is. It's not. It's very painful. I need to be locked up in a dark room until it passes. It makes me feel sick, and it's, yeah, I'm not able to function at all when I have these attacks. And on top of that, that's just the head part of it. But on top of it, I've been feeling really weak. Like I did quite an intense workout yesterday, and I normally feel it a bit because having ME, it does mean that your recovery takes a lot longer. You do get what they call, basically it's like delayed onset recovery. So they call it post-exertional malaise. So basically you feel more tired than really the work that you've put into it. So I do get that a little bit if I'm not careful, and it felt, I'm still feeling it now, but it felt almost a step more than that. So really something pretty bad that I don't experience very often. And like I say, you know, having the condition that I do, having ME, you do experience quite a lot of these quite debilitating symptoms that can leave you bedbound. And the fact that I've been pretty much bedbound for the past 2 days is not good. I was also bedbound on Saturday. I dragged myself out on Sunday to go see my mum because it's Mother's Day, and her other 2 children let her down. Anyway, I won't get into that. Yeah, and the Friday, I dragged myself into work, and I dragged myself to a dinner with friends. And, you know, I do push myself to do things because I hate to think that life is just passing me by. Perhaps I sometimes do it when I shouldn't, but I try to make sure that I'm also doing things that are going to help me to feel better. So working out, you know, I go and lift heavy weights, I go and do a bit of high intensity interval training. I always take my dog out for a walk, even if I don't feel like it, like I did today. I got up and I took him out. You know, it's about him as well, not just me. Normally if I get myself out, this was another thing, normally if I take myself out, I feel better. Today I didn't. So yeah, there are all of these things that suggested me that perhaps the meat fast isn't a good idea for me. I'm going to try really hard to stick with, to stick with it as much as I can within limits, because I do think that perhaps I need to focus on really slashing the carbohydrates. But I think I need to perhaps not count green vegetables and very low carb vegetables, and that I need to have those green veggies and things on the side with my meals. So tonight I'm going to have a blue cheese bacon burger. That's going to be my dinner. I think I'll do an egg with that. So that's all my protein and my fats. And I think I will do myself some zips or zucchini chips, or if you're in America, you'll probably say fries. If you're in England, where I am, you call it a courgette chips. whatever you want to call it, basically. I'll slice them up, put some parmesan and a bit of garlic sort of mix on them, and cook them in the oven like normal chips, and that will be my side, so I don't feel like I'm missing out. I'm not going to have my cloud bread burger buns. I'm just going to stick with, like I say, the meat stuff there. But yeah, so that's really my update. Is basically the meat fast is not something I would recommend. On top of the fact that I'm feeling awful, you know, the real sort of taking the biscuit, as it were, very English for turn of phrase there, I think, but yeah, the fact that there's no change to my measurements, the fact that there's just no change of my weight, not even like any water weight or anything. I mean, to be honest, I expected that. I didn't think I was really retaining loads of water because I was following a fairly low carbohydrate lifestyle for the past year or so anyway, basically since January 2016. I sort of, you know, was replacing bread with veggies and stuff, and so it's not completely new to my body. I wonder if perhaps that could be part of it, but I know a lot of people say, oh well, perhaps you're just meant to be this way, but I mean, I've showed in my first video what I look like. I don't think that's a healthy way to be. I'm definitely not a healthy and well person, so I am going to persist with trying different things to find something that works. I did manage to lose when I was on paleo, though it all came off the wrong places. I did actually manage to lose some weight, though. I was probably about 1.5 stone lighter than I am now. Oh gosh, I'm trying to do that for people in the US. That's probably, I don't know, around about 20 pounds. And about 10 to 12 kilograms if you're working in kilograms, so it's quite a big difference to where I am now. So I do think it is important that I do try and find something that works. I don't want to go back to that lifestyle because it wasn't very sustainable. I was having to be really restrictive, and yeah, it was just a bit too restrictive. So I'll keep experimenting, and I might try sort of cutting out, well, I've decided to just cut out caffeine completely. I'm now just on decaf tea with a bit of cream. Perhaps I will try cutting out all other dairy, peanut butter, you know, nuts, things like that, really slash those. Perhaps, yeah, just kind of try and stick with the meat and 2-veg approach and see what happens. Anyway, that's my update on the meat fast and what I think of it. Like I say, I'll stick to it as much as I can. However, I'm not feeling that good on it and not getting any results as of yet. Thank you for watching.